Welcome to Inside the Film Room, presented by Echo Power. I'm Kristen Ergel. We have a great show ahead. We will recap the Govs game at Southeast Missouri and go goal line to goal line with a Gov. And a little later on, we'll go one-on-one with a Gov student athlete and, of course, hear from head football coach Will Healy as we count down to kickoff against Tennessee Tech. The Governors on the road at Southeast Missouri. The Govs set the tone early. Defense shuts down the Red Hawks and force a 3-and-out. They keep the OVC's leading rusher to only 40 yards on the day. Austin Peay strikes first. Oates fall to DJ Montgomery for 34 yards. Kentel Williams takes it 13 yards and into the end zone. Touchdown Govs. 78 yards, 4 plays. Semo on 3rd and 9. Malik Davis, interception. That's his second of the season. Second quarter we go. Jeremiah Oatesfall commands an 80-yard drive. Finds D'Angelo Wilson for the 23-yard touchdown pass. The Govs go up 13-3. Later in the third quarter, Oatesfall and company go 65 yards. Trey Nation finding the end zone. Govs go up 20-17. Trailing 24-20 in the fourth, the Governors need a 72-yard drive to take the lead, and they do just that. Oatesfall connects with D'Angelo Wilson for a 17-yard touchdown pass. Over 450 yards of offense on the day. The Govs up 27-24, but would fall short in the final few seconds of the game. Coming up, we go goal line to goal line with a Gov. You'll meet special teams coordinator Luke Goodwin. This is Luke Goodwin, special teams coordinator. You ready to go goal line to goal line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so as a special teams coordinator, what do you want this special teams group to be known for?
The one thing that I say every week, and we talk about all the time, is when people cut on the film, I just want them to say they're the hardest playing, toughest group that they've seen. That to me is when you turn on film and you see a team that just plays hard and they're flying around and they're giving maximum effort, and you can see that on film. I feel like that's what we're striving for as a special teams unit.
You're a Nichols coach. You guys are one of the top passing defenses in the conference. What's been your message to those young men?
Consistency. Be consistent in everything you do. Be consistent on the field. Be consistent off the field. Be consistent in your approach to how you prepare. I think, game day, you talk about, being in the right place, making the right play, but it happens through consistency in practice. The reps that you take in practice have to transfer to the game. You can only do that if you're consistent.
You have some fun guys to coach, like Market and Cordell Jackson. Who are some of those guys in the room and what do they bring to the table?
So those two especially, and then Joe Newberry, great group of young men. Cordell's he's an energetic dude. He's fun to be around. You got to get him started at the beginning of practice, but as the practice goes on, he loves playing the game, and you see that in him all the time. Market, you can see him when he makes a big play on the field, he's dancing around, he does some sort of jump and hops deal every time he makes one. They just like playing the game. They're fun to be around. Joe Newberry's the same way. Great personality. They all like playing football. They love being around each other. It's a fun group to coach.
What do you hope that the guys that you coach learn from you on this field? What do you hope they take away?
I think a big part of what I tell them routinely is you can't do anything halfway. Whatever you're going to do, just be all in, be fully invested, and be in the moment. I think that's something that we all lose track of sometimes, is you've got to enjoy the moment. You've got to be in the moment to be successful. And I hope that's something that I've imparted into them a little bit.
A few months ago, you became a dad for the first time. How has that changed your perspective as a coach?
I'm not sure that it's changed my perspective. I think it's kind of helped me focus on things outside of football more and appreciate a little bit more, the people you coach as people's sons and daughters. And I think that's something I've always kind of wanted to be like. I wanted to coach them like I would coach my child, but now it's got that extra vibe, because when you go through it before, you don't have anything to draw from. But when you wake up in the morning and you look at somebody who smiles back at you for no other reason and they recognize you a little bit, it's unique, because you get a chance to see outside of football a little bit more.
Who inspires you?
I would say the short, easy, quick answer is my wife. She's been around. It's not easy being a coach's wife. It never is. You know that as well as anyone. and she's quit her job to come be with me. She's raising a little one right now at the house by herself. She comes by when she can. It's good to have her around. But as selfless as she's been throughout this, and as wonderful she's been throughout this, I think that's the easy and quick answer that immediately pops to mind. It's my wife.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. Coming
Thank
up,
you.
it's the Bojangles Player Spotlight. It's Ryan Rockensous. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Bojangles Player Spotlight. Ryan Rockensous, offensive guard. You're a force on the offensive line. All conference last year, preseason all conference this year. What do you think's been key to your success as a Governor?
I think Coach Ergel's really good at getting the maximum potential out of players each and every week. And then I think it's just me, myself, trusting the process and having an outstanding work ethic out there on the football field.
You're a part of the #1 offensive line in the conference, fewest sacks allowed, one of the nation's top offenses for rushing touchdowns. If you rewind to the 2015 season, Austin Peay was dead last in rushing touchdowns and near the bottom of giving up sacks. What do you think has been that difference?
I think it's definitely something our team leans on more. We lean on that we have a good offensive line and that we want to give up the least amount of sacks in the conference. And we want to have the most rushing touchdowns and the most rushing yards out of anyone in the conference. So it's just something we want to do, and it's what we want to become here at Austin Peay. We want to build that tradition.
So that's on the field stuff. So what about off the field? How would you describe this offensive line?
I would describe us as fun, outgoing, good to be around, and tight-knit. We always are hanging out outside of being on the field, and we basically hang out 24/7.
Some of you guys room together, right? I
Yep,
mean,
we do.
yeah, you never get tired of each other, right?
Sometimes we do. It gets a little intense.
You've been a part of the Dean's List every single year you've been here. You're a finance major, tough degree. Do you spend a lot of time studying, or?
I think I'm just really good at balancing my schoolwork and work on the field or whatever, because I take academics very seriously too, which I think is what helps me. And yeah, I spend quite a bit of time studying.
Now you're from Troy, Michigan, 600 miles away from home, but you come from a very strong family. I see them at games. They're coming to home and away games. Do you draw strength from their support?
I think I definitely draw strength because I know how much they are sacrificing for being at my games. I mean, they have to take a lot of time out of their work schedule because my dad owns his own company and he can't always get his time off. So it's really hard for him to get off work, but when I know he's at the game, I know I have to perform.
Absolutely.
I don't want to let him down.
A little extra pressure sometimes, or extra energy maybe.
Yeah, energy
Absolutely.
for me, definitely.
Now, if you ask your teammates, you're very well grounded, willing to laugh at yourself sometimes. Where does that come from?
I just enjoy life, I think. I like to have a good time, and I don't think there's any problem laughing at yourself.
When you got here, the atmosphere was quite different here at Austin Peay. Now you guys are setting records, breaking your own records for attendance. What is it like to play in front of an atmosphere like that?
It's truly unbelievable, and I think all the players that I've talked to definitely feed off that and want to perform for a big crowd. And when you see them going crazy, it just makes you want to go that much crazier on the field. So,
You're a senior. You have 4 games left, 3 on this field. What kind of mark do you want to leave on this program?
I want to build a tradition. I want to come back to this for years to come and see that they're continuously winning and making it to the playoffs every year, and I want to build a program itself.
So after football, what do you see in store for you?
Well, I'm going to try and make it to the next level, do my best to do that, but if that doesn't work out, I plan on taking over the family construction company
Up in Michigan.
up in Michigan.
So, since you're not from the South, I do have to ask you, where is your favorite place to eat in Tennessee?
My favorite place has to be at your house itself. Every Thursday we go there for Thursday night throwdowns, and you make delicious food.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so any new foods that we've been able to help you try and that you now love?
Absolutely. I now know that I love jambalaya, and I love chicken and waffles and grits.
Very good. Okay, so who do you think eats the most for the offensive line?
That has to be Seth Johnson. He also eats the fastest.
Do you guys have contests?
We try and make him have his own contest because we just push him to eat as fast as he can.
You got this on video somewhere? Like, does he have?
We do. We have him eating a Happy Meal as fast as he can.
Wow.
His fastest time is 19 seconds.
Only the offensive line, for sure. It's homecoming. Next year, it's going to be you coming back. What are you going to miss the most about playing offensive line for the Austin Peay Governors?
I'm definitely just going to miss being out there with my brothers and having a great time and playing football itself.
Thank you, Rod. Appreciate it. Coming up, it's Coach Will Healy as we count down kickoff against Tennessee Tech. Welcome back, Coach Will Healy. You've had a week off, time to get some guys some rest. What were things you keyed in on in that open week?
Fundamentally, you're trying to make sure that you're where you need to be. For us also, you know, this new redshirt rule, you had the ability to play some of these young guys these last 4 weeks. So you're trying to get some evaluation reps, make sure that, you know, if you can add some depth, especially on the special teams side, that you can get some guys some playing time the last 4 weeks and add to your roster a little bit. So, you know, you're trying to figure out the psyche of your football team. You're trying to figure out how your guys will respond, and then you know, how's the practice going to look? Are we going to throw in the towel, or are we going to actually come back and compete and try to build something special here? So, you know, very interested in all of those things. I thought they've handled it very well. Been proud of their effort and their energy, and so now we got to finish the week strong.
4 more games on the slate. A winning season would make it the first time a Govs team had a back-to-back winning season since I think the 80s. What will your message be to the team this week?
Well, I think we've figured out that, you know, even if you're more talented, if you don't execute at a high level, then you're not going to win games in this league. This is a great football league, and there's ups and downs. I think you know, each and every week you can get beat, and if we don't execute at a very high level and prepare each week like, you know, it's a playoff type week, then we're going to feel exactly the same the way we did, you know, a week and a half ago. So I think our guys are starting to understand again how difficult it is to win games, how big the little things become in tight football games, and yeah, I hope we're figuring out when you have chances to put people away, you got to do it, because if you let them hang around, it could be a long day.
The last home game, you set the record for attendance. I mean, what part can the fans play in making it a tough environment for homecoming on Saturday?
Well, we made it tough on them again. You know, we go get beat on the road, and no different than the way it was when we came home for the TSU game. But I think our fans will surprise us again. And I know the last home game was in an unbelievable environment. You know, you expect homecoming to be pretty big. I know a lot of people are coming back, you know, an in-state rival. So it should be a really good crowd. I think our guys, we haven't played very well on the road. We want to play really well at home. And so it should be a great atmosphere on Saturday. I know we're glad to be back home.
Tennessee Tech comes in. They're going to come into Forest Terrace Stadium hungry. What can you expect from them?
A well-coached, disciplined football team. I know Coach Alexander really well. I know you know, a lot of their guys on their staff really well. They got some great guys and some really good football coaches. I know where they are. I know what the temperament of that locker room is like, and I know how hard they'll play for Coach. Mm-hmm. You know, I think sometimes you worry as you go through something like that, which you would never, you know, try to put it on your worst enemy. How hard your kids play and how much they respond goes a long way to show what type of coach you are. And you can watch how hard those kids play and how bad they want to win, and you can see the execution getting better and better, especially with the freshman quarterback. And so it'll be a tough test for us on Saturday. I've been in that locker room. I know how excited they will be to play here on Saturday, and our work will be cut out for us.
What will be the keys to the game for Austin Peay?
We can't turn the ball over. If we have chances to put them away, we got to do it early, and we need to have some early success. I want to finish 60 minutes offense, defense, special teams like every coach in America does, but try to put more of a complete game together, make sure that we play with unbelievable energy, and that we feed off this home crowd that should be a really special environment.
Kickoff is Saturday at 4 o'clock in Forterra Stadium. It is homecoming, like we said. For those of you who can't make it, you can watch that on ESPN+. Then head over to our social media sites as we'll have post-game with Coach Will Healy. Thank you so much for watching Inside the Film Room with Coach Will Healy. I'm Kristen Ergel. We'll see you next time.